let's jump into another deep dive. Today we're going to take a look at League Two, Harrogate Town versus Chesterfield. And this one should be interesting. We've got some predictions from our source material, and it looks like it could be a really exciting match.
Yeah, it should be a good one. What really stands out to me is that both of these teams love to attack. Chesterfield's actually leading the league in goals scored right now. But their defense, well, let's just say there's room for improvement.
So they're letting in a lot of goals, too.
Yeah, you could say that. And Harrogate's defense, let's just say they're having a bit of a rough time themselves.
Okay, so this first prediction is both teams to score. Given what we just talked about, that doesn't sound too surprising. But what makes you think this is so likely?
Well, let's look at the numbers. Chesterfield, even though they're scoring a lot, they've also conceded the second most goals in the top 10. They've only managed to keep a clean sheet 4 times this whole season.
And Harrogate.
Even worse, only 2 clean sheets for them.
Wow, okay. So lots of goals then. The second prediction is a Chesterfield win. Now, they've been doing really well this season and have a real shot at promotion. They're also quite a bit ahead of Harrogate in the standings. But what makes you so confident in this prediction?
I think their recent form is a good indicator. Chesterfield have won 3 of their last 5, only lost 1. Harrogate, on the other hand, they're struggling near the bottom of the table, only 1 win in their last 5. And Chesterfield, they need to keep winning if they want to keep up in the promotion race, so they'll be really motivated to get the 3 points here. Plus, Chesterfield have been really good away from home, and Harrogate, well, they haven't been too strong at home this season.
So that's goals and a Chesterfield win. Now, this next prediction is an interesting one. Will Grigg to score any time? For anyone who doesn't know, he's their star striker. He actually just won Player of the Month, too. So tell me, why is this a strong prediction?
Will Grigg's been on fire recently, yeah, but he's much more than just a flash in the pan. He's the joint second highest goal scorer in the whole league right now, and a very experienced player. Now imagine him playing against a defense like Harrogate's.
Yeah, that sounds like trouble for Harrogate.
Exactly.
Okay, so based on these predictions, it seems like Chesterfield are the favorites going into this match. But we can't forget that Harrogate, even though they've been struggling, did just get a surprise FA Cup win against Wrexham. Then they lost to Morecambe, who are, well, doing pretty terribly this season. It's kind of hard to figure out what to expect from them, isn't it?
Yeah, League Two can be a bit unpredictable. And to be fair, Chesterfield have also had some strange results this season. They've had some big wins, but they also lost to Accrington Stanley, who were in the bottom half of the table. And they only managed a draw against Colchester, who, well, they haven't won a match since September.
Wow. Okay, yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
I guess that shows you how unpredictable this league can be. The table is really tight right now, so every match is important.
Oh,
And another thing, Harrogate actually have a pretty good record against Chesterfield. Back when they were both in the National League, Harrogate won 3 out of their 4 matches against them.
yeah, that's right. So Chesterfield definitely can't underestimate Harrogate.
So even though Chesterfield seemed to be the stronger team overall, Harrogate do have a history of causing them trouble.
Yeah, and even though it was in a different league, it still shows that Harrogate can compete with Chesterfield.
Yeah, it adds another element of intrigue to this match, for sure.
Sure.
So it looks like we've got a match with the potential for lots of goals, a strong Chesterfield side hoping to get another win in their push for promotion, and a Harrogate team that might be able to cause an upset. It should be a really good one. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I think what makes this match even more interesting is that the result could really impact both teams' seasons.
Oh, so.
Well, for Chesterfield, if they win, it solidifies their push for promotion, could even move them into the playoff spots. But if they lose, it could be a real setback. It would give other teams a chance to catch up.
And for Harrogate.
A win would be huge, a big upset, and a sign that they aren't going to give up on avoiding relegation. But if they lose, that could be a real blow to their morale, make their fight even harder.
Yeah, you're right. The outcome of this one could really affect both teams going forward.
No doubt about it.
It's amazing how much one match can matter. Oh, and we also can't forget about Will Grigg. He's trying to be the top scorer in the league, and this match could be a big opportunity for him to get some more goals.
Yeah, he's one to watch for sure.
All right, so we've talked about the predictions, how the teams have been doing lately, even their history against each other.
Yeah.
But as we've said, League Two can be unpredictable. Anything can happen on the day.
Exactly. That's what makes it so exciting.
Before we move on, I want to make sure our listeners really understand why this League Two match is so interesting. It's not just about who wins or loses.
It's about the stories that happen during the match, the individual battles.
The tactics, the amazing moments that can change the game.
Yeah, and the passion and the drama that makes football so exciting.
Well said. I think we've really done a good job of showing what makes this match so interesting.
Yeah, I think so too. It's about understanding the game at a deeper level.
Okay, so now for anyone who wants to watch this match, let's talk about how you can do that.
Since it's happening during the international break, it's actually going to be shown live on Sky Sports Plus. It kicks off at 3 p.m. on Saturday, November 16th.
Okay, so mark your calendars. Now, before we go, I want to leave you with one last thought.
Okay, I'm listening. So this match could actually be a really important moment for both of these teams. How do you think the result will affect them going forward, like in the league standings and stuff?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Like for Chesterfield, a win would really help their chances of getting promoted. It could even move them into a playoff spot.
Yeah,
But if they lose,
Yeah.
it could really hurt their momentum and give other teams a chance to catch up.
Exactly. And for Harrogate, imagine if they won. It'd be a huge upset and show everyone that they're still fighting to avoid relegation.
Yeah, we give them a lot of confidence going forward, too.
But if they lose, it could be tough for them to come back from that mentally.
Yeah, it really is a big match for both teams.
There's a lot at stake.
Okay, so we've given you the predictions, the analysis, all the possible scenarios. Now it's up to you to watch and see what actually happens.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see if those predictions are right or if we get a surprise.
Well, and speaking of surprises, this match is during the international break, so that could make things even more unpredictable.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, some players might be tired from playing for their national teams, or maybe they've picked up some small injuries.
That's true. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, it's another thing to think about when we're trying to predict what might happen. It makes you wonder if the teams will be more careful with their players in this match, since it's not a league game.
Yeah, it's an interesting question.
Maybe they'll rest some of their best players, or play more defensively to avoid any more injuries.
Yeah, only the managers know what they're going to do, but it'll be interesting to see how they approach the game.
Exactly. Like, will they go all out for a win or play it safe?
Yeah, it just adds to the excitement knowing that anything could happen.
It really does. I mean, we can analyze all we want, but ultimately it's the players who decide the match.
Yeah, football is a game of strategy and skill, but there's always an element of luck involved too.
That's what makes it so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've covered pretty much everything about this match.
Yeah, I think so too.
From the predictions to the tactics, the potential impact on the league standings, and even the effect of the international break.
Yeah, we've really dug deep into all the different aspects of this one.
Now it's up to our listeners to watch the match and see how it all unfolds.
Exactly. Will Chesterfield get that crucial win, or will Harrogate pull off an upset? Or maybe it'll be a draw. Who knows?
Only one way to find out. Make sure you tune in to Sky Sports Plus at 3 p.m. on Saturday, November 16th to catch all the action.
Enjoy the game.
Now, before we move on, I want to shift gears a bit. We've talked about Chesterfield winning and losing. But what about a draw? What would that mean for each team?
That's a good point. For Harrogate, a draw against a team like Chesterfield, who are fighting for promotion, could be a good result. It would show that they can compete with the best teams in the league.
Yeah, but for Chesterfield, a draw might feel like a missed opportunity.
Yeah, especially since they need to keep winning to stay in the promotion race.
So a draw wouldn't really help either team that much.
It would keep them in the same position they're in now.
So even though it might not be the most exciting result, a draw could still have a big impact on both teams.
Exactly, and that's what I love about football. Every match matters. Every result affects the bigger picture.
Yeah, it's all part of the story of this season.
Okay, so I think we've really given our listeners a good understanding of what's at stake in this match between Harrogate Town and Chesterfield.
Yeah, and why it's worth watching.
We've looked at the predictions, the tactics, the potential impact on the league table.
And even how the international break might affect the game.
So now it's your turn, listeners. Watch the match and see what happens. Will the predictions be right?
Will there be a surprise result?
We can't wait to find out. You can watch it all on Sky Sports Plus at 3 p.m. on Saturday, November 16th.
Enjoy the match. You know, we've talked about Chesterfield winning and Harrogate winning, but what about a draw? What would that mean for these two teams?
Yeah, a draw. That's interesting. For Harrogate, getting a point against a team like Chesterfield who are trying to get promoted, that wouldn't be a bad result for them.
Yeah, I guess it would show they can hang with the top teams.
Exactly. But for Chesterfield, it would probably feel like they missed out on a chance to get 3 points.
Yeah, especially since they need to keep winning to stay in that promotion race.
Right, so a draw doesn't really help either team all that much.
It just keeps things as they are.
Pretty much. But that's what makes football so interesting, right? Every match matters, even the draws.
It all adds up over the course of the season.
Exactly.
So we've looked at all the different possibilities, and I think our listeners have a really good understanding of what's at stake in this match between Harrogate and Chesterfield.
Yeah, definitely. We've covered a lot of ground.
We've gone over the predictions, looked at the tactics, talked about what it all means for the league standings.
And even how the international break might affect things.
So now it's time for everyone to watch the match and see what happens.
Yeah. Will Chesterfield win like we think they will? Will Harrogate surprise us all?
Or will it be a draw? Who knows?
I can't wait to find out. And you can watch it live on Sky Sports Plus at 3 p.m. this Saturday, November 16th.
All right, that's all the time we have for this deep dive. We hope you enjoyed it and that you'll tune in for the match this weekend.
See you then.